Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? What's up, LA Live gang? Salute to Laker Nation. You guys see the thumbnail. You see the title. From this point forward, from this point forward, the Rob Pelinka slander must cease. And he's not done yet, by the way. He's still on the phone. Look at him. Salute to everybody in the chat. He's not done yet. Because if I'm not mistaken, if my count is right, the Lakers now got one too many players. You guys see the thumbnail. You see the title. Let's get straight to it. Let me pull it up here, man. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. See the right one. I can't. Hold on, man. I can't see if this is the right one. Okay, this is the right one. Let me get my glasses on so I can read this shit. Yeah, he's still. Yeah, I can't. This shit is too small. I can't read it. But you guys see what's going on. Lakers, Jazz, Timberwolves finalizing trade, sending Deagelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt to Los Angeles. Russell Westbrook and their first round pick to Utah, and Mike Conley. Mike Conley. I can't read it. Shit, it's too small. Mike Conley Jr. and second round pick compensation to Minnesota, sources say. Great job. Solid trade. Solid trade. It's there. Let me see. Solid job by Rob Pelinka. Y'all want to jump on? I got like 30 minutes. Y'all want to come on in, man? Great job by Rob Pelinka, man. Great job, by Rob Pelinka. He didn't leave LeBron James hanging. Um, the King went out and did his thing last night. Rob has been on the phone, and he let the King have his moment last night. And as soon as that was over last night, we know Rob was on the phone, and he pulls out a good deal. Really don't know what was going on with AD last night. That's another story. Well, hold on a minute. Somebody's knocking on the door. Hold on a minute. I don't know who it is, so we gotta be careful. Hey, if you wanna be a guest, you gotta show your face, man, so I know who you are. Okay, there we go. What's up, my brother? The deal is finally done. It's finally done.
Finally, Russ is out of here.
That's right,
Oh
man.
man,
What's up, hey, everybody? We got Lakers over everything jumping on the stream. What's up, my brother? What's your take? And give me a quick breakdown on the players coming from the Jazz, if you don't mind.
man, I'm super pumped, super excited about it. You got D'Lo. We all know D'Lo, right? We
Right, right.
drafted him, and he went and got out. Since he's matured, he's gotten a lot better. He's having a career year, 39% from three, averaging 18 points. And I love it, man, because he checks a lot of boxes for us. Obviously, the shooting, right? That's something we need. So he's just a
Right, right.
better fit than Russ in that regard. But he does a lot of things. He can be that point guard if you need him to be that point guard, that playmaker, right? The guy can pass. He can pass the ball, so he can be that point guard. He can play off ball. You know, obviously with the 39% shooting from three, so he can play off ball. Um, and when motivated, he can play defense. I know he slacks on defense a bit, but here with under Darvin Ham, I think he'll get better defensively. And then you got AD. Of course, you got AD in the front court to cover things up. So, man, I'm super pumped about this. And then, of course, Jared Vanderbilt. We remember him, from the summer. A lot of us, we
Right,
were excited. Here on your channel, we were excited about getting Vanderbilt. So,
right,
that's a young guy, a young stud. He brings some size. He's very versatile. Now, he don't stretch the floor, but defensively, he brings that defense, something we need. And then, of course, Beasley. He's that microwave popcorn shooter, right? He gets hot, can knock it down. I think he's only shooting like 35% this year from three, but it's in Utah. It's gonna be
Right.
it's totally different on the floor with LeBron and AD. So and then you got Russell getting you the ball. So I love it, man. I'm excited about this. I'm excited, and the Lakers stuck. They like you and I spoke about. They stood on their square. They wanted. They were only going to do a move if it helped them now and in the future. And all these guys are young, man. They're young. Um, you know, uh, Vanderbilt, what he's only making 4 million next year.
Right.
So he's very friendly to our cap situation. Of course, D'Lo, he's on an expiring deal. So you could re-up on him. We got his bird right, so we could re-up on him. Or, I'm sure you're gonna talk about it later. We could do a signing trade for Kyrie, whatever. You discuss that a little bit later. And then you got Beasley. He's on a team option. So if he don't work out, we just let him go. But these are movable contracts. They're young guys. So Rod did it. Rod delivered.
Right. Right. Certainly. Um, and we had talked about this before. Certainly not the big name like we were hoping for earlier. Just a couple of days ago with Kyrie Irving. But hey, man, that's the way things go. But it's good to see that Rob quickly pivot, you know, to a plan B and pretty much had this deal in his back pocket pretty
Right.
much from the summer, man. I mean, it's a little bit different because originally in the summer we were talking about Bogdanovich
Bogdanovich, yeah.
as well. But hey, man, Russell Westbrook is no longer an LA Laker. Man, I know
That part.
that's got to
That's the main
excite
part.
a lot of Laker fans out there.
Right, right, right. I'm super pumped. And then keep in mind, man, we only did it for one pick. So we still got the pick. We still got the contracts of Beverly and Lonnie Walker, so Rob might not be done. He might not be done. He might go out and try to snatch up Bogdanovich or Gary Trent Jr., so watch out.
Right, right. Salute to everybody in the chat. As everybody comes into the video, you guys make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the channel and it really helps out the video. Um, Real quick on Russell Westbrook. Look, Russell Westbrook, former MVP, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. We've all had a lot of choice words for Russell Westbrook, but we got to give him his credit. He came in this season. He accepted the role coming off the bench, and just in very initial stages, there was some issues, but for the most part, man, the man, he was professional as much as he could be. He played his role, and
Right,
it just didn't work out, man. It just didn't
right,
work out with the Lakers. But hey, I was able last night to see my one and only Russell Westbrook game with the Lakers, and he actually played pretty well last night, man. But it just wasn't a good match. Just wasn't a good match.
right, right. I don't have nothing bad to say about the man. I mean, the man, he played his game. He did him. He just wasn't a fit. He wasn't a fit from the start, and he wasn't going to be a fit this year. But I do give him, his props because he did take that role, that bench role. And he excelled in that role. He's put himself in the sixth man of the year conversation. So, I mean, he tried. He tried. And it's just not a fit. He's just not a fit for us. No shade to him. Wish him the best. Now what's gonna happen? Utah's gonna they're gonna buy him out, and I think he's gonna end up on the Clippers because the Clippers need a point guard. Russ is, he doesn't want to leave LA, so I could definitely see that happening. But yeah, D'Angelo Russell is a much, much better fit for us. So I'm super excited about that.
Right, right. There was so much, so many range of emotions from over the last 72 hours. Kyrie's on the way. Kyrie's not on the way, or it's for sure Kyrie's on the way, and then Joe Tsai decides take matters on his own hands and become a professional Laker hater, and
Right,
he sends Kyrie to Dallas. But like I said, man, Rob Pelinka was able to quickly pivot, and a lot of people may be underestimating this, man. But look, he still saves a lot of flexibility for the Lakers. He doesn't use up all the assets. He picks up a player that I think is a vast improvement, who's also going to be on expiring deal. So like we kind of alluded to earlier, and we can go ahead and talk about it. This still affords the Lakers quite a bit of flexibility for this summer in case certain someone doesn't get along with Luca in Dallas.
Right.
Great move by Palinka here.
Right. Yeah, you leave that door wide open because like you said, if they don't get along, if it doesn't work there, and then I'm sure we all seen Kyrie's presser the other day, his introductory presser with Dallas. He kind of left the door wide open. You could tell that man wants to be a Laker. So if he does walk away from Dallas, which right now, I strongly believe he will. Um, Cuban, of course, you and I had this conversation in private, but Cuban ain't gonna let that man walk for nothing. So now you got
Right,
these young
right,
guys, where we could work out the sign and trade if we want to. Um, we obviously we re-signed D'Lo, and then they re-signed Kyrie. And then some of these other younger guys, you still got the pick. You'll have another pick available if need be.
right.
Summer we'll have that other pick available. Yeah, man, we're right in the thick of things for Kyrie if that does play. If that is an option in the summer. So yeah, great job, Rob, man. Great job. And another thing to keep in mind too, don't forget Pat Bev played with D'Lo last year. He played with Vanderbilt last year. You remember they were all on Minnesota, and that was a good
Wow,
team.
right.
You remember that was a really good team, really great team. So Rob, I think Rob had that in the back of his mind, and he went and got some guys that have some chemistry already together.
Right. Now looking at the roster, we brought in three young guys, younger than 30.
Right,
By my count, now we did have one open roster spot, but so far only thing I'm hearing is only Russ going out and
right.
three players coming in. So it seems like I think we have one player too many.
Yeah,
So I think that leaves the door open. There's obviously going to be at least one other move
right.
to be made, and with Russ going out and we're bringing D'Lo in, we still going to have kind of a log jam in the backcourt. So it's going to be interesting to see um, what this next deal may be. That might be, it might be done. Are we going to see some movement in the backcourt? And then I didn't even think about what you said about Pat Bev and whatnot, and his history with these players from Minnesota. So now it may look more than likely, maybe that Pat Bev may stick around. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, with that move, and then that chemistry that they had, it might be that way. Now, again, as we kind of alluded to earlier, we spoke about earlier, I was looking for Rob to make another deal, and Pat Bev and Lonnie Walker, and try to do something else, get another deal since we had that other first round pick. But if we keep Pat, um, I can see it working because you still, I, and to me, Pat's not bad. He does what we need him to do. Be that pest defensively. Now he looks bad against those wings, but that's
Right,
to me that's on
right,
Darvin Ham. Get that man off the wings. He shouldn't be guarding what Bi. He was guarding Bi the other night. He shouldn't. That's not what Pat is here to do. Um, so if you play him in position against the guards, and I like him, especially next to Rusell. Now they look really good. That was their backcourt last year in Minnesota, and they were good together.
right.
Pat Bev and Russell, and he got Pat Bev got Russell to buy in a bit. So here on the Lake, a whole nother level, with the leadership of AD, defensively, I think he'll buy in even more. So yeah, if Pat Bev does indeed stay, then I see a fit for him. But yeah, there is a little bit of a log jam there. So I don't know what's happening. I would presume that D'Lo is in the starting lineup. He's your starting point guard. Um, and then I guess you start Pat Bev next to him, for defensive purposes. But yeah, you still got Dennis Schroeder. You got Lonnie Walker, right? You got Austin Reeves. So yeah, we're loaded at that guard spot. There's a lot of depth there.
Yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see what Ham does. We know how much Ham loves to play those guards. You got him a couple more. You got Beasley, right? You got to find minutes for Beasley as well. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, definitely a log jam now. So I'm definitely thinking we're probably gonna see a move, and he's, he's got to move a guard, man, because we just got too many guards in there, and now we added wing depth. We added depth in the front court, so
Right.
um, I'm thinking we're probably going to see at least one or two guards moved out, and you know, like we were just discussing now. We were almost assured that if we didn't do a big deal with Russ, we were almost sure that Pat Bev will probably be moved because of the size of his deal. But now with his you know, I didn't even think about this history last year with these players from Minnesota that are going to come in. Maybe he might hang around, man. It might. I
Right.
doubt it, but it might even. Hey, you never know who might go now. Maybe it might be Schroeder, it might be Walker.
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
who
Keep an eye
knows?
on Walker. Keep an eye on Walker because remember his contract expires, and there's no way, especially now, there's no way that we're going to be able to resign him. You got to pay
Right,
Rui, you got to pay Reeves, and then you probably going to end up paying D'Lo, right? Um, Beasley is going to eat the cap a little bit if we keep him. Um, so yeah, they may try to, even if they try to move Lonnie alone by himself, that might be something to look out for. But yeah, you're probably right. It's probably going to be a guard that's out. Immediately, you think of Damian Jones, someone who's just sitting on the bench. They could easily waive him, but you still have that log jam there. So,
man. You're like
Walker,
a mind reader, because I was gonna say the Lakers really don't like waving players if they could, get around it. I think Rob would probably try to trade one of these guys, but like you were saying, if they do have to go the route to waive the player, um, Damian would be the likely candidate, but that still leaves us with 20 guards. It still leaves us with like 20 guards, man. So I'm not for
exactly.
sure how that's going to work. And to be honest with you, I'd like to maybe get at least one or two guards cleared out of there, so Darvin Ham won't be overwhelmed, bro, with all these guards and his two favorites still being there.
Right,
Um,
right,
but like you were saying, you would think that with their trading for D'Lo, that he's going to slide into the starting lineup. Um, and we saw with the recent acquisition of Rui Hachimura that he was eventually slid into the starting lineup after a couple games. So
right,
um, it's going to be very interesting to see, man. Now, who would Darvin move out of the starting lineup? Would it be um, Pat Bev or Dennis the Menace?
right. My initial thoughts would be it's Dennis, right? If you keep Pat Bev as currently constructed, I think you move Dennis out and you move D'Lo in there, and I like D'Lo too. A lot of people forget, man, he got some size on him. D'Lo isn't one of those little 6'2", 6'3" guards. He's a legit 6'5". And he has a
Right.
nice wingspan as well. So, I like that. I like that a lot. I see somebody in comments said maybe they move some of the guards and try to go get Miles Turner. That's something. If you package Pat Bev and Lonnie Walker, you got the other pick. That might be something that they could go and do as well. Like I said, Rob did a great job. He didn't get fleeced, right?
Right.
That's what we all were worried about, him getting fleeced and having to give up two picks for role players. He didn't do it. He only gave the one pick, and that was really only to move Russ. That was going to cost you at least one pick. And a lot of
Yeah.
us thought it would cost us two. So he got some young good players back, and then he keeps us in a situation where we can go out and do another deal. We still got what it's tomorrow at noon for us on the West Coast.
Right.
The trade
Right.
deadline. So we still got some time. So maybe he is working on something else. A Miles Turner or Bogdanovich, Gary Trent Jr. One of those guys.
Right. We got somebody in the chat asking who did the Lakers get who this time. Okay, well, if you guys are just coming to the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, LA Sports Live, where we're going to bring you wall to wall Laker talk. But real quick, Russell Westbrook officially played his last game as a LA Laker last night. He is gone. He has been traded to the Utah Jazz. Um, Deagelo Rusell will be coming to the Lakers from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Mike Conley will be going to where is he going?
He's
He's going
going
to
to Minnesota.
Minnesota. He's going to
Right.
Minnesota. Also, the Lakers will be receiving Jared Vanderbilt and
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley. So now all of a sudden, in a span of 2.5 weeks, the Lakers, who have been severely undersized for the last 2 years, we've picked up three young um, front court players, man, and it's gonna be some big changes, man. It's gonna be some big changes. This line was gonna look totally different. I hope it's not gonna be. Here's another thing, man. We could do a whole nother stream on this, bro. We could do a whole nother stream on lineups, uh, starters, benches. Who's gonna come off the bench, because now all of a sudden, Darvin Ham, man, he has a lot of new toys to play with. And hell, to be honest with
Right.
you, I hope it's not going to be too overwhelming for him, bro. To be totally frank with you.
Right, right, because he's proven that it has been overwhelming for him so far. Now he's getting all these other guys. Well, the thing is, too, uh D'Lo he's gonna eat up a lot of minutes. He's a
Right.
guy you move into the starting lineup, you leave him out there for 30 minutes a night, and he's in the closing lineup and all that stuff. So hopefully hopefully that makes itself. I mean, Ham, it's been tough watching him with these lineups. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. But I love the players that he has at his disposal now, and you know, I like it a lot. I know a lot of people are saying we got to move. We got to move some of these guys. So
Right.
some of these guards. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
You got to think. Like I said, Rob he's required 4 players in the span of 2 weeks. But you got to think the core four are going to be the core four and the guys who immediately need to get a lot of time on the court together. It's got to be LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, and Rui Hachimura.
Right,
Uh, we only have a handful of games. We only have 20 some odd games, man, and
right,
you gotta think that those four are going to get their, their starting minutes 33, 35 minutes a game, and then
right,
we'll sprinkle in a little bit Austin Reeves and Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley, and hopefully Austin Reeves doesn't get put out to the cold. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to digest.
it is. It is. It is. But I'm excited about it, man. I like it. I like it a lot. And then again, you just got to give Rob his flowers, man. Like you said, in the span of 2 weeks, he went out and got Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt, all young guys, and he only gave them one pick to do it. So
Right.
that
Right.
is amazing right there, man. You can't overlook that. Only one pick.
Yeah. For those just tuning in, you guys, you're on the channel LA Sports Live, and we have Lakers over everything who joined on the panel. You guys make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Make sure you subscribe to LA Sports Live. Make sure you subscribe to Lakers over everything. We both cover the Lakers. We both cover the Lakers. Both big time Lakers fan.
Right, right,
Um,
and it's crazy because we talked about this in private. We said Rob he been working in silence, and we knew we had the LeBron stuff. So we kind of both said that nothing was going to get done yesterday because they were going to let LeBron have that moment. Now, just imagine if LeBron did not break the record. Imagine if he was like 8, 9, 10 points short. We have to deal with this all night tonight, and because we have to carry it carries over to tomorrow. Um, so I'm glad he got it done last night, so he could have his time last night, and then today it was all work. And Jeannie said it. She said it. She congratulated LeBron and said now it's time to get back to work. And You know,
Right.
I'm proud of them. They did me proud because I was losing faith in them, man. I was losing faith in Jeannie, Rob, and our front office, and they came back strong today. So they redeemed themselves. Now, of course, we got to see it on the court, but I'm very optimistic. What we're going to see.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like you said, now there's a lot of talk back and forth, a lot of questions about the front office, and Rob has gone out and done his thing. Rob has gone out and done his thing, and now it's going to be up to Coach Ham and his assistants. They're going to have some long film sessions, man. I'm sure they're pulling up film uh, on the Utah players. The funny thing about the Utah players, man. Now, all the different trade scenarios. You remember we talked about all the different trade scenarios
Hmm.
last summer, even
Right.
before the Kyrie thing initially came up over the summer.
Hmm.
Um, we were talking. What were we talking? We were talking Indiana. We were talking
Right.
Utah. And
San
I remember that
Antonio.
discussion, San Antonio. And I remember we had a discussion. We was like, you know what? If we're going to make a trade with one of these teams, man, maybe we should go with Utah because
Right.
these guys have these guys have had a fair amount of success together, man. They actually
Right.
have
Right.
had a fair amount of success together.
Yeah.
But
True. True. True.
but it didn't turn out that way. Now we got three guys from Minnesota, so we're gonna see.
Right,
We're
right,
gonna
right.
see
The
what's gonna
only
happen.
the only difference, yeah, like you said earlier, the only difference with that Utah was Bogdanovich. He was the big piece of it, big part of it.
Yeah,
Earlier in the year, but I mean, we lose him, but yeah, you get a 39%. Someone shooting 39% from three in D'Lo, and then you got Beasley. So you remember at the time in the summer, you remember um, they were saying Vanderbilt for him to be
right,
included in the deal, we might have had to give up a first round pick. You
right.
remember an extra first round pick just for Vanderbilt.
Hmm.
So now
Yeah,
we
they
turn around, we pretty much got him for nothing, absolutely nothing. So um, yeah, great job, Rob. We stole
right because
him.
didn't well Vanderbilt was newly acquired by Utah, right? Then they just got
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. Yep, and
Yeah.
he was in that trade. He was a part of the trade for Gobert, right?
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So
And
and he was a young guy, but in Minnesota he was good. Now Vanderbilt this year he's coming off the bench because I forget the guy's name, but the guy they have a guard. He's balling or wing. He's balling up there in Utah. Someone they're trying to keep. And Vanderbilt doesn't stretch the floor, and I think the other guy is a floor spacer either, so they couldn't play them together. So Vanderbilt, that's the only reason Vanderbilt is coming off the bench. Um, but Vanderbilt's going to do a lot of the dirty work. A lot of us is falling in love with Wendy Gabriel, and
right,
Vanderbilt is kind of like that, but with more skill, if you will. So he's another one of those gritty guys. He's going to do the dirty work, get the rebounds. Again, he's not a stretch big, so I don't want anyone thinking that's what we're getting. He's that other type of big, where he's going to grab the rebounds, he's going to get the putback dunks. He's going to do all that dirty work, block shots and things like that. Play defense, make the sacrifices, make the gritty plays, dive on the floor and all that. So, and he's a young guy. So, again, and
right, right.
his salary is very, very favorable to us. It's only $4 million next year. So, and he'll be under our control as well. So, I love that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and just again, we can't really overstress enough that this deal just it does allow the Lakers a lot of flexibility because it was a concern going into next season if we just let all these guys walk, right? That's a
Mhm.
lot of the Lakers will, for lack of better words, will just leave a lot of money on the table.
Right,
If you let whatever it was 70 some odd $1 million in free agents just walked and they just let them walk,
right.
we would only have about 30
Yeah,
to play with. So it really wouldn't make sense just to let all these guys walk
yeah, right.
without getting something in return. As we sit here talk about this big blockbuster trade by the Lakers, of course we get the notification that the Clippers will really be interested
And Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook, man. And you know what, Clippers, if you want Russell Westbrook, have at him, man.
Right. We saw that coming because Russ didn't want to leave. He don't want to leave LA.
Right.
His family and stuff is here, so we definitely saw it. And then of course the Clippers are going to any trade, any talks that we're in. Of course, here they come. Trying to get in on it. That was the holdup. Because this was reported a few hours ago, right? When we first started
Yeah.
talking about this, it was a while ago, earlier in the
Yes.
day, and we've been sitting and waiting all day, and it was because Minnesota was trying to shop Deagelo to other teams to get a first round pick, and of course, one of the people who were calling about it was the Clippers, but they don't have any first round picks to offer, so they kind of held things up. Nevertheless, it gets done, and yeah, we spoke about it earlier. We saying that Russ would probably end up over there with the Clippers, but I don't see that. I don't see that working or being a fit. Remember, Russ.
Oh yeah, the whole PG thing.
Yeah, that whole situation. Russ tried to recruit Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
And PG.
And I mean, but there is history. There is history of Russ and PG and OKC.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah. So I don't see. Yeah, I don't know how well that will work. But of course, they're desperate for a point guard, right? Because you
Right.
remember they thought they got something in John Wall. That turned out to be absolutely nothing. So thank God we dodged
Wow.
that bullet.
Wow,
Thank God
man.
we dodged that bullet.
Could-
Something happened?
right, flashing back, almost a year, man.
Right. It's crazy.
And I was an idiot screaming and hollering over on Wheezy Bang's channel, mad at Rob Palinka because he didn't go out and trade the picks
Right.
for John Wall.
For
So
John Wall.
Rob Palinka, thank God, man, you didn't listen to me a year ago because
Right.
I don't know, we were just going through it because the rest thing just wasn't working out, man. It
One
just
more,
wasn't
man. That
working
was
out. But
that was exactly a year ago. Trade deadline last year.
exactly. So look, man, I'm up against it. I didn't want to hold you too long, but before we go, man, people in the chat are asking about a possible starting lineup. So what do you? Well, I'll just say mine first, and then you give your thoughts on it. I'm not really for sure what direction they're gonna go, but I'm gonna assume that they want to keep that front court together and get them some mini games as possible together
Hmm.
as we hit this stretch run. So that front court I'm talking about, of course, LeBron, AD, and Rory Hachimura.
Hmm.
Um, I believe D'Lo's probably going to slide into that starting lineup, and I'm not sure, about who the other starter would be. I don't see him wanting to remove both of them out of starting lineup because definitely Dennis has to go to the bench.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm just going to say since we're not naming starting fives, so we know the front court. So D'Lo, and I'm gonna just throw something out different. And just say, well, I guess the most likely candidate would be Pat,
Hmm.
unless he gets moved. So what do you think Hammer's gonna do?
Yeah, looking at it right now, I believe that's the lineup that they'll go with. Of course, if Pat stays, um, I think that's the lineup. But keep in mind, it kind of works out because now that Russ is gone, it opens up that 6 man spot, right? So Dennis
Yeah,
Schroeder is perfect in that spot.
exactly.
That was he made his career as that 6 man. He won 6 man a year, right? Or came in second. I think he finished
Right,
second
right,
or something like that. You remember in OKC,
right,
he was 6 man behind Russ. So now that frees up that spot, so he could thrive. He can thrive in that role for us, scoring off the bench and have a lot more freedom coming off the bench. And then, maybe, yeah, I don't, if we keep Patrick Beverly, I don't see him moving to the bench. I think he'll remain as a starter, which makes sense. You're paying him the money you're paying him, and you gave up a young
right.
guy like THT to get him. So I could see him in there, and it frees him up a little bit more because he doesn't have to worry about doing so much offensively. I mean, Pat Beverly was running pick and rolls and stuff like that's not what he's here for. He's here to
Exactly,
play
bro.
defense and knock down the open
Yeah,
three when you get him. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and all of us, and all of a sudden, Now Pat Bev doesn't. I mean, there's no disrespect because Dennis has really saved our ass on
Hmm.
many occasions this season, and he's all. And to be quite honest with you, man, his point guard skills have improved this season because he's just made an honest effort to fit in with
Right.
LeBron, and he's actually learning to feed Anthony Davis. But that's another topic for another conversation. But yeah,
Right.
I think we're probably gonna be looking at Pat and D'Lo starting for now, and
Uh,
all of a sudden D'Lo, I mean, all of a sudden Pat may not look as bad because now he's got more size out there with him.
with them, right?
Uh,
It's not him and Schroeder.
right, right. Not, and there's no disrespect to Shooter, but I'm just saying, bro, it's a big difference between 6 foot 6'1" and what is D'Lo 6'4", six
Six
five,
five. He's six
six
five. He's
five.
big 6'5", you know. So
Yeah, it's a big difference, man. But once again, guys, you listen to LA Sports Live. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to my main man who jumped on the panel. Lakers over everything. We both do Laker coverage. We want to bring this breaking news. We wanted to bring it to you first. Want to bring it to you first on the Rob Palinka's blockbuster trade with the Minnesota Timberwolves and Utah Jazz. Um, we might have another deal coming. We might have another deal coming because now the Lakers, they got 16 guys, so they might have to make another trade. So stay tuned for that, guys. But right now it's after 6. I got to end the stream. Salute the Lakers over everything for jumping on. Salute to everybody in the chat who contributed. And hey, if we get any more trades, we get any more big updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna bring them to you.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Here we go.
Let's go Lakers. Anyway, it's your boy ACLA Sports Live. I will wrap with y'all later. Somebody hit that outro for me. I'm out of here.